Hey Alexus Love Beauties and Flawless Men. So as you can tell, I'm super excited to be here. Today we're gonna just bag up. Let's bag up. We always talk about health and diets and what medicine I need, and I need this nutrition, and we don't really understand the words antioxidant, antiviral, antibacterial. Everything is just anti, and then you're looking like, okay, you're telling me that I need good bacteria, but then you're telling me that I get an overgrowth of bacteria, so now that's yeast. And like, what does all of this stuff mean? Well, let me just say this disclaimer in this video. I am not a licensed doctor nor practitioner, and I'm giving advice just based on my wisdom, the things that I learned from other professionals, and this book that I have right here. So this is our prescription for medicine nutritional guide to health book, and I got this book from my granary. It's called the Flint Granary, and that's where we have like our organic stuff and our alkaline water at that store. I seen this book. This was over 2 years ago, and I got this book. This book was just like drawn to me, and I spent $30 on this book. Absolutely love it. So again, when we read things from this book, it's not to diagnose anybody. They say it as well. It's just to give you additional information. As always, do your extended research. So we're going to actually read the purpose of this book, how to use this book, and then we're going to read understanding the elements of health, just the basics, so we can know what's going on. Just because you're bigger doesn't mean you're unhealthy. Just because you're skinny, it doesn't mean you're unhealthy. Like, we have so many different things in our mind to make up what's healthy and what's not, when as a human, we all require some of the same elements, and based on your level of health, you may need additional benefits. And that's still nothing wrong with that. But let's just back up real quick and let's understand, first of all, what is health? Like, I don't get it. So let's go to page number 1. Let's start with the contents. We could just read like briefly some different things that is in this book. For starters, we'll talk about most common things like acne that people may have, carpal tunnel, stuff like that. But then later on down in our relationship, we'll begin to talk about other things. And y'all know me, I ain't holding back no tea. So they have a part 1, understanding the elements of health. That goes into the introduction, nutrition, diet, and wellness, minerals, vitamins, air, water, natural supplements, herbs, different things like that. They have a part 2 that goes into like the disorders like backache, wetting the bed, abscess, boils, acne, adrenaline disorder, age spots, alcoholism. So as you can tell, this book is just a wide variety of wisdom in general. I love it when you go through the book. They'll give you like different little, not necessarily a diet, but like a lifestyle. So if they telling you to take zinc due to vitamin deficiency, they'll tell you how much a day recommended per person. I love this book. At the end of this book, it gives you so many different resources where you can shop from online. I'm talking like it's a whole chapter about different online stores, you know, certified stores you can shop at. We'll be dropping some of those links as well. So just stay tuned on the channel. This series will also have its own playlist section. So again, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you go through the playlist section, or you can just watch the videos as a whole. But if you're looking for just specific wisdom, then go to the playlist section. I absolutely love this book. I've been reading from here for a while. I'm still trying to understand things as well, but I was like, hey, let's go ahead and just start talking about the basics. So this is the preface. Actually, I don't think I want to start in the preface. The preface is just going to be about like, this is just like a whole bunch of, well, actually, Actually, look, I just seen Moses. That backed me up. I read the preface, but I don't recall what it was. So let's go ahead and read a little bit from the preface. Like, we always talk about Moses, God, oh my God, everything about God, because it is. Everything that they're going to talk about in this book, it just ties back to health. It ties back to the Holy Bible. It ties back to what God said. I was about to skip the preface until I seen Moses. So I'm like, hold on. Let's back it up. So, I mean, this is the preface. A wise man should consider that health is the greatest of human blessings. As a wise man, we should understand that health is one of the greatest blessings that we can have. It doesn't get no better than health. Like, besides all of the other things, oh my God, the jobs, the heartache, all of the other things, humans are the reason why the world is going around. If we're not here, the other stuff, it just does not matter. So let's start with like the first sentence of the preface. Sociocrats once said, there is only one good, knowledge, and one evil, ignorance. This statement should guide us in all our actions, especially where our health is concerned. Too many of us do not have the slightest idea on how to maintain good health. When sickness strikes, we rely on our doctors to cure us. What we fail to realize is that our doctors... let me back up. What we fail to realize is that the cure comes from within. Nature has provided us with wondrous immune system, and all we have to do is take proper care of its inner healing force. Does this sound too simple? Basically, it is simple. Our modern lifestyle has gotten us off the right track with fast food, alcohol abuse, drug dependencies, a polluted environment, and high-tech stress. Nature intended to fuel our inner healing force with the right natural substance to enable the body to function up its fullest potential. Nature's resources, whole foods, vitamins, minerals, enzymes, amino acids, pseudochemicals, and other natural bounties are designed for use in our immune systems. However, because most of us have a profound lack of knowledge as to what our bodies need to function properly, we find ourselves out of balance and susceptible to all sorts of illness. So basically, we don't understand how important it is for us to be healthy. Understanding health is just understanding the things that you need. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how you're shaped, what color you are. We all are going to require pseudo-nutrients, chemicals, vitamins, minerals, and we just don't understand what those things are and how they play a role in our bodies. So we ignorantly despise those things. It's a two-way street. To know good is to know knowledge. To know evil is to know ignorance. A lot of the times we only know the ignorance because of fast food, drug dependencies. These different things are the reasons why we don't know and understand that nature was put here to help us. There is so many different things in nature that is supposed to and will, when we do it and use it with wisdom, help us to move and use our bodies to the fullest potential that it was designed. People already say we only use 10% of our brain. Everything is made at 100%. I can see if somebody maybe have like a smallish percent or something due to a disability or an illness, but when we were all made perfect. We were all made equal in God's image. He made us beautiful and we are wonderful, and we are still his #1 top priority in this world, on this planet. So we have to begin to learn the knowledge for ourselves so we can know how to be healthy and use nature to heal things. Everything is at 100%. Ain't no way we should only be using 10% of our brain. Where is the other 90%? Unless it just don't exist. That I do not believe. People say, well, if you use 100% of your brain, you'll probably be technically flying. Okay, if that's how it's supposed to be. If that's how it's supposed to be, like using our full potential. this is the preface. You see how juicy that was. Let's go over to how to use this book, and I'm just reading the first couple of sentences so we can get an idea. So how to use this book. This is a comprehensive in-home guide that will help you achieve and maintain the highest level of health and fitness through careful dietary planning and nutritional supplementation. Even if you are healthy, you will benefit from this book because it gives advice on how to achieve and maintain optimal health, build up your immune system, and increase your energy levels. Written by certified nutritionists, this book blends the latest scientific research and traditional treatments. It provides all the information that you need to design your own personal nutritional program. In addition, the authors offer traditional and up-to-date home remedies and suggest healthful modifications in diet and lifestyle. It is important to stress that the suggestions offered in this book are not intended to replace appropriate medical investigation and treatment. The supplements and medications recommended for a particular disorder should be approved and monitored by your medical doctor or trained healthcare professional. If surgery or other conventional, I learned something new. I think I've seen that word before. If surgery or other conventional medical interventions are critical and cannot be avoided, the nutritional supplements can shorten the healing time. This book is divided into 3 parts. Part 1 discusses the basic principles of nutrition and health and lists and explain the various types of nutritions, food, supplements, enzymes, antioxidants, and herbs found in health food stores and drugstores. Part 2 is divided into sections on common disorders from acne to cancer to yeast infection, arrayed in alphabetical order. Each section discusses how to identify the symptoms and suggests ways to correct or treat the disorder through dietary guidelines and supplementation programs. Some contain helpful diagnostic self-tests to help you determine whether or not you have the condition in question. Part 3 offers descriptions and explanations of traditional therapies and conventional treatments that can be used in conjunction with with nutritional program. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to read it fast how I would just read it from reading it, but I gotta slow down because we are learning. So how to use this book is you just take the information that you have. This is not to replace what you've been told. This is not to replace anything that you've been told to do. This is just giving you additional information on what it is that you already do, because there's some things that I read I never even was told by a doctor, or I never was even told by somebody that was supposed to tell me, and I read it from here and I'm like, why they didn't say that? They just tried to give me some medicine. So this book is to help you to understand problems that you may already have, or just things that you're interested in knowing. This is not given for you to just switch off of basically whatever you've been told. At the end of the day, we're our own people. We can make our own decisions. But when Alexus Love is coming and giving this wisdom, it's just wisdom that I'm just giving. I'm not telling nobody to stop doing nothing. I am telling you to look into these things and do your extended research. That way you can better help yourself. So the purpose of this book is a guide to introduce you to things that you may never heard of, or if you just wanted a further understanding. By doing so, they give you different things like vitamins that you can take, how much daily, and they give you information about the disorders. So again, it's not to diagnose anything. It's just to give you information about it so you can know. Because what I learned about acne, you would have thought that somebody would have said that years ago. But hey, we're going to learn about that on this channel as well. So this section is understanding the elements of health. Before we get into that, let's just have a little recap on what we just learned. What we just learned was the preface and how to use this book. Understanding health is understanding knowledge. That's understanding that things in nature are meant for us to use. The herbs is used for meat. Everything is good. It doesn't matter how you look, what you look like, where you're from, how you're shaped. It doesn't even matter what illness that you have. We all are required a certain amount of elements to keep our body moving at its full potential. So without that wisdom, our bodies are not moving at their full potential. Now we have attitudes where we have hormone imbalance. So the purpose of knowing about health is to know how you can use your body to its full potential. Also, the purpose of this YouTube, the purpose of these series, the purpose of the playlist is in the wisdom in general is just to give additional wisdom from reading, personal experience, elders. So it's just information to just further help and bless someone that may have had questions about things. I'm never diagnosing nobody with nothing. I'm telling people what it is that I do, what I think, my opinion on things, and from there, just giving you information and always recommending that you do your extended research. Now, understanding the elements of health, this goes a little further into understanding the different elements from nature that can actually help you in having a mental lifestyle. That's what we need, a mental, physical lifestyle. So, introduction. Let me try to slow this down. This may be a two-part series about understanding the elements of health, because when we read, we're going to stop. We're going to break it down so we can actually understand. And I'm not just going to be reading so we can be like, okay, I hear what she's saying. I love to talk. Y'all know that. And I love to break it down. So that's what we're going to be doing. So this might be a part 2, but it's going to be juicy. So understanding the elements of health. This is the introduction. The body is a complex organism that has the ability to heal itself. If only you listen to it and respond with proper nourishment and care. In spite of all the abuse our bodies endure, whether through exposure to environmental toxins, poor nutrition, cigarette smoking, alcohol consumption, or inactivity, they still usually serve us for many years before signs of illness may start to appear. So our body is a complex organism that requires a lot of different things in order for it to work. Due to all of the stress that we've been going through, smoking, drinking, stressful relationships, working, confusion, just being caught in a strong delusion, our body still work for the most part. This is why we feel like we don't have to do anything further until stuff really start hurting or breaking down or disappearing, because we still see everything working. So that is the ignorant part that we do on our end and say, hey, it's still working good. I don't need nothing. And it takes years before you might even see something. Even then, with a little help, they respond and continue to function. Even though we done took our bodies through so much abuse, they still work, they still function, and they still move around. Even though we done took them through all of this stuff. The human body is the greatest machine on earth. Nerve signals travel through muscles at speeds as fast as 200 miles an hour. Wow. So our human body is one of the most powerful, the greatest things on earth. They said that we get nerve signals that travel through our muscles as fast as 200 miles an hour. The body is working. The brain puts out enough electrical power to light a 20-watt light bulb. The brain puts out enough electrical power to light a 20-watt light bulb. Our brain is that powerful that it can light a 20-watt light bulb. That's how much electricity that the brain put out. So the brain is very, very powerful. So us only using 10% of the brain, and it's powerful like that, we got to figure out what foods that we need to make the brain work more than it's supposed to be, because there's no way that at 200 miles an hour the electric power of a brain can, you know, make a 20 bulb light bulb work. A 20 watt light bulb power like that is very powerful. If your leg muscles moved as fast as your eye muscles, you could walk over 50 miles in one day. According to scientists, bone is among the strongest building materials known to mankind. Think of your body as being composed of millions of tiny little engines. Some of these engines work in some of these little engines work in unison. Some work independently. Yeah, don't say union. It say unison. It say unison. Some work independently. So they're saying that, and like I said, y'all know look, we here to learn the what. So they're saying that if we heal our bodies and use them to their full potential, that our brain is so powerful. I mean, it's electric as a 20 watt light bulb. If our muscles in our legs was moving as fast as our eye muscles, we'll be able to run faster. So they're just giving us different, you know, examples about how powerful that the body is and the different things that the body can do. They said, think of the body as like an engine or, you know, a mechanic, something like that, like a car. Think of the body like a car. It has tiny mechanisms, organisms, and all of these little things, they matter because they work to keep the body working together. So like your blood, your red and white blood, all of those things work. Now those cells may be small, but all of those things work together for the greater good to help the body work together as a whole. So they're just giving like different examples of how good the body is and how good that the body can work. All are on 24 hours a day. Our body is moving 24 hours a day. Some bodies move even more than that. Another reason why it is good to know and learn about what it is that we need to keep these engines going. In order for the engines to work properly, they require specific fuels. If the type of fuel giving is the wrong blend, the engine will not perform to its maximum capacity. If the engine is of a poor grade, the engine may sputter, hesitate, or lose power. And if the engine is given no fuel at all, it will stop. So these engines, these bodies that we have, if we continue to not take care of them, not learn about them, not give them what they need, different things will happen in the engine. Things will break, things will slow down, things will hesitate to work, things will sputter, it doesn't even want to move. So the importance of us knowing health and what being healthy is, and these things take time, but we're starting here, is that way our engines can move smooth. We don't have to worry about anything. If you don't put gas in the car is not going to move. If you run the gas out or you don't get the car fixed, and we know about that in real life, that the car is going to eventually just break down. It's going to give out. It's going to overheat. Same things that happen to our body. If we keep putting in the wrong fuel, we're not drinking water, but we're drinking pop. We're putting in the wrong gas. Eventually, this car is going to say, okay, why is the urine so dark? Why is the oil not clean? Like the machine ain't got an oil cleaning. That goes for us as well. We need to make sure we get our oil clean. We need to make sure that we're going to the doctor. Like we, you know, y'all give. We need to make sure we get our oil clean. We need to make sure we going to the doctor. We need to make sure we going to the dentist. We need to make sure our tires on good. Make sure our legs is good. Our feet is good. So this is what they're saying. They're just giving like different examples of things on how good the body can work. Just understanding the elements of health and knowing what the body requires. So the fuel we give our bodies, engines, come directly from the things we consume. The foods we the foods we eat contain nutrients. These nutrients come in the form of vitamins, minerals, enzymes, water, amino acids, carbohydrates, and liquids. It is these nutrients that sustain life by providing us with basic materials our body needs to carry on daily functions. The fuel that we give our body is the reason it operates the way it operates. And they're saying that the food we consume comes from the energy that we have directly. If we're eating sugar, you don't have no energy. If we're eating a lot of meat, then we may begin to feel like an animal. Like animals, I love that. I always say that because it's just one of the best examples. Animals have their own hormones. They have their own bodies, their own lives. We eat them. They're way thicker than us. So now we're not breaking down some parts of that animal. I'm looking because I want to say what they said. The foods we eat contains nutrients. These nutrients comes in the form of vitamins, minerals, enzymes, water, amino acids, carbohydrates, and liquids. So the food that we consume, they come in the form of vitamins. So the food that we put in our bodies, it needs to have good nutritional benefits. That way we can move this car good. That way we can, our engines is working properly. So nutrients come in the form of enzymes, minerals, amino acids, water, carbohydrates, liquids. So that's where you get, come on, Jesus, that's where you get those, that's where you get your nutrients from. You get your nutrients from liquids, solids, oils. That's where you get your nutrients from. Yeah, and they said, so it is these nutrients that sustain life by providing us with basic material our bodies need to carry on their daily function. So whatever you put in your body, that's what your body is going to know. That's how your body is going to carry on that daily function. If all it is just sugar and all these other crazy foods, because y'all know I be smashing too, then this is why we get tired. This is why we get lazy. This is why we have mucus in our body. This is why all of these other problems is going on, because we're not eating the foods that's going to fuel us, the foods that's going to give us energy, the foods that's going to make us go further. Like the drinks that's going to give us the vitamins. We're not doing that. So this is why we don't feel like that. Whatever you put in, that's what you get out. So they said individual nutrients differ in form and function and in the amount needed by the body. However, they are all vital to our health. So the individual nutrients, they all function by what you need, how much you need. Like I said earlier, based on, if you have some type of health problems or anything like that. So the amount, that's why you do your extended research. The amount you need may be different from the amount someone else's need. Say it's 2 people. Say one of those person only need to take 50 milligrams of zinc a day because they're overall a healthy person. But say you are not a healthy person and maybe, I'm trying to see how to say this, maybe it's required for you to take 115 milligrams of zinc. So we have to learn ourselves. That way we know how much that our body needs in order to be fueled. So you have to do your extended research to know that. You can get all of the information that you need, but you have to dig in yourself so you can, only you can tell somebody on a scale of 1 to 10, but only you know. You can explain it all day. We can run a test all day, but only you know still how it feels when you can't move around like that, or when it feels like your mind is blocked. So this is why we have to learn about ourselves so we know what our body needs. Anything is still vital, no matter how much it is or how much less it is. It's still vital for each person to have this nutrition, but it just depends on your body, on how much that you'll really need. You have to do your extended research. So they said the actions that involve nutrients take place on microscopic levels, and the specific processes differ greatly. Nutrients are involved in all body processes from combating infection to repairing tissue to thinking. Although nutrients have different specific function, their common function is to keep us going. So the different nutrients, they have different functions. There's nutrients for your brain to help you think. There's nutrients for your body to help you move. There's nutrients for your skin to help you glow. Even though the nutrients are doing different things, they are all still vital for the body to still move at its full potential. The processes might be different. You might get nutrients in a solid. You might get nutrients in a liquid. Even though they're different processes and they might process in a body different. Maybe it take me longer to digest food. Maybe food just went right through you. It still doesn't matter. The process, there are different processes for different parts, and it's going to be different for each person, but all of the nutrients are still vital. We all, I don't care who we are, we all need to be healthy. To be healthy is not a diet, it's a lifestyle. To be healthy is to know what you need and how much that is required for your particular body. Now let me see what they talking about right here. The actions that involve nutrients take place on microscopic levels, and the scientific processes differ greatly. Nutrients are involved in all body processes from combating infection to repairing tissue to thinking. Although nutrients have different specific functions, their common function is to keep us going. Research has shown that each part of the body contains high concentrations of certain nutrients. A deficiency of those nutrients will cause the body part to malfunction and eventually break down, and like dominoes, other parts of the body will follow. To keep this from happening, we need proper diet and appropriate nutritional supplements, brain function, memory, skin elasticity, eyesight, energy, the ratio from lean to fat tissue in the body, and overall health are all indications of how well the body is functioning. With the help of proper nutrition, exercise, and a balanced diet, we can slow the aging process and greatly improve our chances for a healthier, pain-free, and possibly longer life. So they're saying that due to scientific research, our bodies require high concentration amounts of nutrients. And based on that body, it might be a little higher. It still doesn't matter when we lack anywhere. It doesn't matter if it's by a little bit. It takes time. This is why we don't think about it, because it takes time for stuff to start breaking down. But it will eventually happen, because we should not be deficient in nothing. We shouldn't be fighting for nothing. Like, our body heals itself. Fasting, we'll talk about fasting later. Fasting is the #1 thing known to mankind. You can heal yourself. I don't care what nobody said. I believe it to be true after my extended research. I'm talking about anything that you have. If you go on a 40, 60, 90-day fast, baby, you could be good from everything. Our bodies are meant to heal itself. But because we don't have the knowledge and we are deficient because we're not 100% taking care of these bodies, now this is why we need to do a little bit more. We still are required to exercise and eat right. That's always going to be into play, because our bodies need to remain physically fit on the outside, but the inside matters. I think we just worry so much about the outer appearance, we never look within. We are supposed to heal ourselves without anything, but because we do need things and we are human, we are required to eat and drink things to keep going in general, then hey, we need to learn about the good things that we need to keep us going in general. That way we can keep these bodies and have them a little bit longer. Now, I'm going to pause right there, and we're just going to do a little recap Thank you for sitting here listening, honey, to me read. I love to read. I don't have a problem with it. Just like I don't have a problem saying, hold on, wait, what that mean? Hold on, let me look that up on Google, because I don't get that. Like, what? Okay, I don't know that word like that. I'm about to spell it for you. There is no shame in your game. Even when you're doing your own extended research, when you're looking into stuff for yourself, it don't matter if it's an 18-letter word. Research the word, see what it means. That's how you do your extended research. That means just going a little further. Not you telling me that I got acne, me trying to pull it where this came from. Because I didn't use products, I done been clear for a few days, but it's deeper than the surface. Like, yeah, we can clean the surface up. That's what we do. We clean the surface up. I can get my skin to be good for probably about a month in. But when it comes back and it's still something happening, it's something deeper within that I got to look into. So it's not just on the surface. It's coming from the inside. And I mean, acne don't come from the outside. It's rarely things that can even irritate on the outside. So this is happening inside, and it's showing me that it's a problem on the inside. So I need to figure out what inside has been thrown off, is deficient, because now I'm seeing problems on the outside. When we see problems on the outside, that's how we know it's something going on the inside. But everything has been made to be so generalized, or made to be so it's not a big deal, or I'll wait on it later. When some people it's not promised later. When some things, it just can't wait anymore. Can't wait anymore. So let's back up. Let's recap. The preface. The understanding the elements of nutrition and health in general is just basically knowing that it doesn't matter who you are, what you look like, what you have, what you don't have. Our bodies are set up to work at 100%. When there is things going on the inside, it shows us on the outside. We are required to have nutrition. Your nutrition can come from liquids, solids, carbohydrates, water, amino acids. Your nutrition comes from what you eat. Whatever you fill your body with, that's how your body will react. That's how it will operate. If you're giving it sugar all day, it won't operate at all. If you're giving it minerals and nutrients and water, it will operate good. We have to first understand it's only a two-way street. It's good and it's evil. It's knowledge and it's ignorance. We can't depend on people to just give us everything, because at the end of the day, you're the only one that knows how your body feels. You're the only one that knows how your body operates. You can tell somebody all day, every day. You have to do your extended research. Be patient with this. Be calm with this and give yourself grace. I'm trying to give myself grace. When we look and we see a problem, we be like, oh my God. We think the only problem is that we got rolls. We think the only problem is that we big. That's not the only problem. You can lose weight. You can stop eating certain stuff. You can cut it off. You can get snatched. You can do all of that, but it's still an underlying problem. That can be an underlying just counseling session. Maybe it's something in your mind. Maybe you use food for a form of stress relief. Like they said in the beginning, the reason why we do this, a reason for everything. It's not just because we're overweight. We gotta eat. So being overweight is not enough. We gotta eat. That's one of the natural elements, is to eat. So it doesn't matter about us being overweight. What is the underlying problem? The underlying problem can be you're using food for comfort. And now that's why things are getting thrown off. So that's why I wanted to slow this down, bring this back. We're human. Different things are going to happen. Different things have already happened. But the time is now where we begin to learn more. Because as we can see, our food is not as safe as it used to be. Our fruits are seeds. They don't got no seeds in it. So we have to now look and say, okay, I need to learn about this now. I need to learn about this, because the way that y'all doing stuff is not adding up. I'm not comfortable with it. I don't want to do it. So we're going to stop this right here. We will come back for part 2. But that's just the rundown of it. You know, the elements of health is just understanding what it is that you need, what it is that your body is asking you for. Like, after so long of me not eating fruit, I be smashing regular stuff. Discipline, patience, and grace. When you're trying to do anything new, You have to not be hard on yourself, which is one of the most hardest things. You can think you're the most not handsome man in the world, and a woman will absolutely adore you like you're the most handsome man she ever seen. It's something that's in with us. It's something that's on the inside of us that's making us feel like you're not good enough, you're not small enough. We have to get to those underlying problems. Again, the food that we put in these bodies, the gas that we give this car, is another reason it could be thrown off the mind to even think certain things. Everything plays around food. I said it. That's my opinion. Everything plays around food, because if we're human and we're supposed to eat, it depends on where this food is coming from. It depends on how this food is manufactured. Do this food even have nutrition, so where if I get it and it don't, it's going to mess me up? So this is part 1 of understanding the elements of health. It's just understanding that you do need, no matter who you are, no matter what you look like, how you starting off, just understand that your body still requires each and every day a certain amount of nutrition. God bless you all. God bless us all. You know, we're just going to slow this down, and we're just going to begin to read and talk about different things. You see me in the story. You see different videos and stuff like that. I'm still living, I'm still eating, but I've always had the mind to say, okay, let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me not do too much of that. Let me take a break here. Let me take a break there. Now I want to know more about, like, do I even need to take a break with this type of snack, or do I just do not need that snack at all? So give yourself grace. Alexus Love is giving herself grace. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure you go into the playlist section so you can have whatever information that you're looking for. If you want to, you can always just hit the little, when you watch a video, it has like this little sliding bar. You can always turn that on if you just want to have them playing indirectly. If you are looking for direct wisdom, go into the playlist. We have wisdom the whole family can enjoy. Alexus loves you. God bless you. Mwah.